give both of our scores real quick?
We will both give our spoiler-free thoughts on Superman. Brought to you by the Film Podcast. Phil, give me your spoiler-free review of Superman with this number score. Let's hear it.
Once again, I'm saying this as a Zack Snyder fan.
He is a Snyder fan. He is a fan of the slow motion, guys. That man is a fan of the man who invented slow motion. So treat him with some respect.
Okay. I am going to score Superman. James Gunn's Superman. The first movie of the DCU's introduction, Superman. An 8 out of 10.
An 8 out of 10.
I'm going to give it an
8 out of 10. Explain.
All right. So, this is how I watched this movie twice, by the way.
Twice.
I went to go see the Tuesday premiere because I have an Amazon account. Got the early screening. And I went just by myself in one of my favorite theaters. Just went to go see it standard. First time I was watching it, I paid attention to the world that James Gunn is building more than Superman. The second time I'm watching it, paying attention to Superman. First time I watched it, so mesmerized by everything, mesmerized by the world he's creating, mesmerized by the plan he came up with to introduce us to his version. Because it wasn't just an introduction to Superman. It was an introduction to the DC universe that he is now creating. And I respect it so much because I have always wanted this with live action DC movies. Like Zack Snyder, he was probably taking his time a little bit too much, but with James Gunn, he just went, boom, let's go. Let's go. And that's what I loved in this movie. Like, there were so many different characters that I was like, I'm surprised that they showed up in this movie. I'm surprised that they are being set up in this movie, and I'm surprised on how much, we were shown, especially in the Justice League or the Hall of Justice. Saw the panel. You know what's in there. I'm not going to say it.
No. Let's be careful. Spoilers.
I'm just saying.
That's a spoiler.
That's in there, though.
Yeah. But that's like a spoiler.
It was in a trailer.
That was not in a trailer.
Yeah?
What trailer?
When Justice Gang was sitting there and they were all in the room?
No, but they don't show what building that is.
They don't show the building?
No.
I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize.
Reset. We're back. Because geeked. That's why I geeked when I saw that. But,
my bad. But anyways, I really liked it. I really liked David Cornsweet as Superman. I really liked Lois Lane, and I also really liked Lex Luthor.
Yeah, Rachel Brosnan. Yeah. No, Rachel Brosnan. That's right.
Okay, I thought you said something else. My bad.
No.
But two characters that I think stole the show for me though were Lex Luthor and Mr. Terrific. Those two, I was very impressed. I think that was one of the reasons why I really liked it a lot too. James Gunn did a very good job of making these side characters important, in my opinion. But giving these side characters an important part, and even also just not making them say do nothing lines or anything annoying that much. They were more they were just important and they were cool. They were actually cool to be on screen. It wasn't just they were there for a couple seconds, say a cheesy line, and then go. They had so many funny or important things to do. It was really nice to watch, and that's why I'm excited to see what else? Because I know he's not going to direct all these DCU films. I know there's going to be different directors giving their versions and then showing their style and stuff. But if James Gunn is okaying the things that they're coming up to him and asking him to film or something like that, I am 100% behind whatever he says yes to.
Yeah.
100%. But that is why I really like this movie, and that is why I'm impressed with what he gave me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All
right. Rock out, sir.
All right, here.
Rock out.
Make sure I'm in the mic.
I've been waiting for this, bro.
Here
I've been waiting to hear what he says.
Is my spoiler-free thoughts on James Gunn's Superman, previously called Superman Legacy. Phil, I'm giving this movie a 9 out of 10.
Knew it.
I thought Superman, right? Or just Superman, doesn't matter. I thought Superman was utterly fantastic. I was smiling ear to ear probably the entire time. Literally, from the jump, from the moment the movie started, I was just like, all right, we're in for just an awesome ride. Just like what you said, I love the universe. I love the universe that James Gunn's building. He introduced a lot of characters, a lot of world stuff that I really appreciated, that I thought did a really good job of making the world feel alive, something I felt like Zack Snyder never really did well. Not to dish it out on him, just because we're gonna talk about it more, but I'm gonna be very critical on him later. But yeah, I loved all the characters, even some of the side characters. I wish some of them had more to do, but I understand this is a Superman movie.
Yeah.
And which brings me to Superman, who was utterly fantastic. David Gordon Sweat kills it, from the more serious moments to the funny moments to just like some of the action scenes. Like, he's incredible, and whoever's doing his stunts were incredible. They just absolutely killed this movie, and I couldn't be more impressed with it. Everything from the humor to some of the writing. I think this might be the best example of James Gunn balancing humor and seriousness. I feel like
real emotion.
Yeah, I feel like he could have a hard time doing that. I think Guardians 3 was his best, and now this is probably a follow-up to making that, I feel like, even better. Because I think Guardians 3 has the weight of the other two, and like we're a lot more connected with those characters. Where this, like, I was like, oh my gosh, like I immediately cared. Like, there's some moments later, which we'll talk about in a sec, that are utterly fantastic, super well written, and I loved it. This might be James Gunn's best written movie. I would argue it's not, but I've seen a lot of people saying it. I think there's an argument for it being his best written movie. It's very well written. It's very tight. It's very like just here's the package, is exactly what it is. We're not going to like tease you things. It's a fully complete movie with nice little world things that are like, oh, this could be happening here. This could be happening here. But at no point are we like, all right, yeah, now we're setting up the next big bad. And I just really respect that. This was just a Superman movie through and through, and it was fantastic. So
like a comic book, bro.
It felt like a comic book.
9 to 12 issues.
100%. It felt like a comic book. And I think that's exactly what this movie needed to be. I think we have too many evil Superman interpretations. I think especially after Zack Snyder did Man of Steel, which wasn't even necessarily, it was just a more dark, grim version of Superman, which I don't hate, but also don't love. And I think especially where we're at in Hollywood and just in like a comic book industry, we've seen too much. I think we see the evil Superman like character way too much now. And I'm happy to finally see us taking Superman back to his roots and like have like a proper, like sweet, like good Superman. And I just really respected James Gunn for doing that. And I think him taking the more simple route was ultimately the best thing he could have done, because we've seen the different routes of Superman, and I think we've had enough of them. And I think it's nice to finally see how this Superman could just be a normal, straight up Superman, and then as he gets further down the line and develops, we'll see him develop into this like different version of Superman, you know? Because I don't think it'll be like a one-to-one Superman like from the comics. I think James Gunn will take more creative liberties later, but right now just setting up who his character is now, and once he deals with harder issues later, will be a fun way to see him grow. I think that'll just be a really interesting development. But yeah, I loved it. Lex Luthor is probably my favorite character in this movie. I think he's probably one of the best villains. I think he like solidified himself. Yes, he is. What a. But that's why I've seen the memes. It's so good. But Lex Luthor, Nicholas Hoult, I think, gives one of the best comic book performances for a villain that we've seen in a while, maybe even ever. You could probably put him in a top 20, top 10 list just from this movie alone. Like, he kills it. He's so into the role, and you could tell how much he cares about it. So I was really happy with how well he was done. Rachel Brosnan as
she was so good.
Lois Lane was really good, way better than
so
Amy
good.
Adams ever was. Amy Adams never really did anything, except to yell what Superman's mom's name was. That's his mother's name. We didn't get any of that lame stuff.
She did have some attitude as like Lois Lane though in the first movie. Though.
But it felt it felt very generic.
I know, but like, well, I'll get into it soon.
I don't think she had too much characterization, but I think Rachel Brosnan was just very much like she felt like a real Lois Lane.
Yeah.
And that's what I think like you could see throughout this entire movie is every character felt like their authentic self. And I loved that. I love that James Gunn wasn't scared to get weird and comic booky and like just do the things the comic book's been doing, because those things are great. We don't have to have different things. We don't need everything to be different or like the same as what we've had in Hollywood. Like he was like, no, let's just take from the comic books. And we got probably like one of the best versions of Superman we've seen since like the 80s movies or like the early 70s movies, right? The Christopher Reeves ones.
Yeah.
Like, just fantastic movie. I loved it so much. I can't wait to talk spoilers right now. So I want to just get straight into it.
Go for it, bro.
Phil, let's talk about some spoilers in this movie. First, I'm just going to throw it out there. Some cameos. Peacemaker was in this movie. That made me so happy.
The whole theater was like, what the?
Dude, when
he showed up.
My theater was like pretty empty, so I was the only one that was like, dude, that's Peacemaker. I got so excited. But that was just hilarious. He's like, he's just mad that I'm more jacked than him. I thought that was so funny. Like, I'm like, dude, let's go. I love that. I'm trying to think. let's talk about the Hall of Justice really fast and what like that sets up for like the future.
I apologize, by the way.
Yeah, hey, I forgive you. I want to talk about what you think that means, because we have a Hall of Justice, we have the Justice Gang, right? Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, right? Hawkgirl, Metamorpho, kind of. He's like there, and Mr. Terrific. Them 4, right? Do we think they're gonna stick with this team?
Well, I mean,
for the most part, do we think so?
I think one thing that I'm thinking is they're gonna be here because once again, it's been 3 years since Superman has been Superman. He's been Superman for 3 years, and I feel like soon it's gonna be all like, yo, like this is what's going on now. But I think that later it's gonna get to a more serious tone where they're like, no, we gotta get like the superheroes and put them in like this Justice League, and then go, because I don't think Guy Gardner's gonna be there.
I don't think so either.
He's not that level of superhero. But I think that eventually, like, the Justice League's gonna take that area, whatever Justice Gang is like using, and then they're gonna eventually take it over and build the Watchtower.
Yeah,
I think that's what's gonna happen.
That'd be sick. That would be really cool.
I think that's what they're aiming for, because I think that Guy Gardner's gonna get kicked out in the funniest way, and they're gonna be like, we like Hal, or we like Jon Stewart more, and then Hawkgirl and Mr. Terrific are gonna be asked like, do you want to join?
Yeah.
And then like he'll probably be like, no, Justice Gang is better than Justice League or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think that's what's gonna happen.
I think Guy Gardner gets taken out somehow in Lanterns. I think in Lanterns he's either gonna get arrested or killed.
Does.
Yeah. Because we know Lanterns is going to be dark. It's going to be like a darker tone. It's trying to match more of like a True Detective feel. And Guy Gardner's very like, he's going to go do some messed up stuff if they ask him to. He don't care. So I could totally see him getting either arrested, like put in some space prison or something, or killed doing like some sketchy mission.
Yeah.
That would make sense to me. And because I feel like the other characters like Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl, like you can keep in a Justice League. Like I think they work. Mr. Terrific works as like the tech guy, and Hawkgirl, well, he's just in the Justice League anyway. Like she's already there, so I think it works. But I think you want Aaron Pierre, Green Lantern. I always John Stewart. I think you want him as the Green Lantern. So I think like obviously they're gonna push away Guy Gardner and bring in John Stewart.
1,000%.
Yeah, I think, but the Hall of Justice, just seeing that, I was not expecting for it. I got really excited. I was like, let's go, James Gunn. I love you so much. Let me just make out with you right now.
I was so shook when that popped up in the theater. I was like, oh.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, here we go. And then right when they're like, you know, obviously it's empty because they opened it. But then I remember that last scene where Lois Lane and Mr. Terrific walking out. I saw a piece of the Hall of Justice, like, mural, and then it showed some DC superheroes in it, and then I saw a closer picture of it, and my guy was thinking in it. I forgot his name. It's my guy. I remember him Justice League the animated show, and he was one of my favorite characters or favorite members, because it goes Batman, the cowboy who's the gunslinger, and then forgot his name. It was like shoot, one sec.
Dude, I'm just waiting for the Flash. I can't wait for the Flash to be in this universe. I can't believe Ezra Miller had to bury the character like that. Just like how Ryan Reynolds buried the Green Lantern. Like, I really want James Gunn's Flash, like, really badly. I think it'll happen at some point. But I feel like he's, like, the Justice League member I want. He's my favorite DC character. While you look that up, I do want to talk about some moments in the movie that, like really impacted me. Like, there's some scenes that Phil in this movie that hit so unbelievably hard. Firstly, his conversation with his dad was so good.
That was a good moment.
That scene hit really hard. I got chills. The scene of the kid holding the flag, we saw it in the trailer, but him saying like Superman, and then like, but not even that, just him like pushing it up and getting it straight was just really powerful. And like, I'm getting like chills just talking about it. Like that hit. Or the scene when the building's falling and they're evacuating the city, and he catches sorry, I hit the mic. He catches the building, and then he like saves the girl, whatever, drops it, and the dust like it starts clearing, and you can see him with the light. That is like cinematography, you guys. That was excellent, dude. Literally like utter perfection. That's one of the best shots I've seen in a comic book movie.
I got PTSD of Suicide Squad killed the Justice League for a second when I saw that shot.
Oh yeah, when they did, that's right. I feel like they did.
I got so like, oh, but then I was like, it's cool for this movie because he's not evil or taken over by Brainiac.
Yeah, dude,
so it's cool.
just that great shot, dude. Visually, this movie I thought looked great. Besides the final fight, which I would love to talk about for a second.
You didn't like the final fight?
No. I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm just saying visually it looked not the best. The CGI wasn't great.
Found his name.
What was his name?
Wildcat.
Okay,
Bro,
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Wildcat is? Mm-mm. Bro, Wildcat, I remember watching Justice League, the animated show, and...
Bless you.
Sorry, guys, but I think it was the episode where Black Canary was, like, on her own, doing her own mission with Green Arrow, and they were trying to, like, stop this underground, like, superhero/villain fight club, and Wildcat was kind of introduced, and Black Canary was trying to take care of him because I was a friend, but he was like obsessed with fighting, and the dude can throw hands. Like, I got obsessed because I remember Dave Bautista wanted to join DCU, and everybody was fan casting it was Wildcat, and I was like, bro, if he plays Wildcat, he'd be perfect for Wildcat because that's his whole point. He's just like grumpy, like stubborn dude who just like he can brawl, bro. Like he can fight. Dude, like The Rock could play him. David, like one of those WWE wrestlers needs to play him. Like, even if they want, what's his name? Roman Reigns? I think that's his name.
Yeah.
If they want him to play him, he could. But the whole point of Wildcat, if he's really in the DCU, I'm already hype. I love Wildcat.
What character did they have Dave Bautista wanting to play? It was like Dr. something. I forgot.
What, Dr. Zaz or something?
No, sorry. Hugo Strange, not Doctor. Hugo Strange.
Hugo
They really wanted him to play because I think he was pretty interested in it too.
I don't want to play Hugo Strange.
I think he just wants to do something different. I don't think he wants to be the buff guy anymore. Mm-hmm. I think he wants to be a more like serious, like not like physically like, oh, I'm just a guy with a muscle. Mm. I think he wants to play a different character, which I respect, and I think he's a great actor. I think he deserves that.
Why not Two-Face then?
That'd be cool. I just think
I would like him to play Two-Face.
But I do think he's a little too big, like physically. Like in general, he's just too big to play a Two-Face. You know, like physically. I don't think he could like. I don't think it would look right.
But I know. But
you also need someone to play Two-Face that has a punchable face, like the guy from Dark Knight. Dave Bautista does not have a punchable face. I do not want to mess with that guy. No, he doesn't, bro.
I would want to punch his face.
No, you wouldn't. No, you would not. No, you would not.
Yes, I would.
You saw Dave Bautista in real life. You are not punching him in the face.
Low key, I will not punch him in the face because I want to live. But if I'm looking at him, I would literally think, I don't want to punch him in the face, but I'm not going to do it.
The guy that plays Harvey Dent in Aaron Eckhart, that guy's a punchable face.
Oh.
He has a punchable face. He is, face-wise, a perfect Two-Face. Character-wise, I don't know. But, yes, I think that, I think he just wants to be someone different. But, I think the final fight, let's talk about the final fight really fast.
I'm looking at Wildcat pictures now. I'm like, bro, he going to be the DC.
Lock in.
I'm sorry. I'm so hyped.
Final fight-wise, it's, excellent. It was great. Literally, the scale that it had felt like the final fight in
Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm. Minus all the people dying and Superman not caring about anyone. That was the one thing James Gunn did that Zack Snyder never did. Is Superman just had far more control on the fight, which I really appreciated him caring. Dude, in this movie, Superman saves a squirrel, bro. That was perfect. I got so excited. Stuff like that, I love. But the final fight visually didn't look great. But it was still cool, and it was still awesome. His fight with the Engineer and Ultraman was fantastic. When he grabs Engineer and starts slamming her on the floor trying to hit Ultraman.
Dang, man.
So funny. I laughed so hard. Or when he, hits Ultraman with, the big, metal stick thing. You know what I'm talking about? It was the big rock thing.
Yeah, he grabbed a sign or something.
That was sick, dude. Stuff like that. James Gunn just understood impact and scale so much, and I really loved it. For the fight. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah. Also, when he flies, they showed this in the trailer. But when he flies and he punches the dude in the teeth, and his teeth come out and they hit the camera. I thought that was so cool. Just a cool touch, a cool art touch. And then when he does the laser thing, the theater I go to doesn't have the best audio. I just don't go to a really nice theater. But the laser eye sound effect, it was a punch, cool. Bro. It was it was sick. That sound was freaking.
It sounded like a beam, actually. An actual
so
beam.
Good, bro. It sounded so good. And he just starts spinning around, bro. I loved it, dude. I loved it. And then his final talk with Lex Luthor at the end, I keep saying it on my TikTok. It's like, I get scared. And he like, that entire speech is like the definition of Superman. And it's so perfect. Great. Just a great conversation. But yeah. What'd you think? I need to hear. I keep talking, bro.
Nah, it's cool.
I need to hear you. You know how excited I was, and I appreciate you.
Yeah, like I knew when
letting me be right, bro.
Yeah, I knew when I was watching like the movie, I was like, Izzy's gonna love this movie, bro. Like I literally kept on saying to myself, I'm like, Izzy's gonna love this. Tyler loved it. Like he loved the crap out of it. Dude. He said this was when I knew like, oh shoot, like this probably gonna have some traction. He said it was better in his opinion than Sinners. He liked it more than Sinners. Or he liked it more than Sinners. But I was like, dang, okay, that's a big like what I'm trying to get at is I can see people loving this movie. Because if we're being for real, this movie came out at the perfect time. Like July. This is the like area in the month for movies like this. Summer blockbusters. Like movies you can just go out and like watch. And if you want it to be good, it can be good. If you just want to watch something pretty, it can be pretty. It was something that everybody can appreciate. Yeah. But like I really appreciated how like it really did seem like this movie was for everyone. Like somebody can watch this for different characters, not just Superman, but they can watch it and be like, oh wow, like there's Lois Lane, there's Jimmy, there's Mr. Terrific, there's like it seemed like an everybody movie. Yeah. And that's what I thought was really cool. Me personally though, I love it. Think it's really good. And this isn't a knock at all. I just still prefer Man of Steel over it. I still prefer it personally. I'm gonna be for real. On this podcast, we value authentic takes, and I love it.
I don't.
I really prefer Man of Steel over it, only because I keep trying to like find a way to like love Superman more than Man of Steel. But I just can't.
I need to watch Man of Steel again for you. Just for you, I need to watch it again.
I just keep thinking about why, and it's just like I feel like it's more epic. I feel like
it has more scale.
Well,
like scale as in like, I think Man of Steel. I think you could argue visually looks better in terms of like the final fight. Like the final fight, I think does look better. I won't even argue. People might kill me for that, but guys, come on. Like I will say Zack Snyder knows how to direct scale, meaning like making things feel big and epic and massive. Yeah, that's what scale means.
But like what I also want to go into is I think that both movies are definitely different from each other. But
for sure,
I think the thing that sticks out to me is I see Man of Steel as this superhero that is still trying to figure out what he is supposed to do, who he even is. Because he always thought he was just this kid from Kansas who has these weird abilities and just had something wrong with him. And then he finds out he's an alien. And then now it's like, oh, he almost started figuring out who he is and like what he's supposed to do. And then he had this big, huge weight dropped on him. And it's like, oh, shoot. Like, what am I supposed to do now? And it kind of messed him up. And then you lose your dad. And it's like, oh, my gosh. Like, I'm really going through it. And then you go through the rest of the movie. You see him working this different job. He's out in the sea, maybe trying to help these people out. And then slowly you see him figuring out that he needs to be a savior for these people. He needs to be a beacon of hope for these people. And then now you have the issue of, oh, but these humans, the question of, they probably don't even appreciate me. They probably don't even want me here. And then like, now that's another issue that's weighing on his mind. And I like how it's really something that he's thinking about through the movie. Like he's still trying to help people, but it's like, what do I do? Like, how do I solve this? And I'm always going to go back to that scene where he's in the church and he's even asking for a little bit of guidance from a pastor. Like, I'm like, wow, the strongest man in the world went to church or any religion. Like he just went to church and he's asking a pastor what he should do. Like, what do you think? Just for some advice. And then pastor gives him some advice and he uses it. But it's like that movie to me is almost like a spiritual journey of just trying to figure out what it is your purpose is in life. And I love it. And then, well, my bad, to finish it off real quick. I just love how on top of that, you have these sick action scenes of just like him still trying to figure it out at the same time. And yes, he did cause destruction, but it's like it's his first time. And A lot of people, I do kind of agree with them now that having General Zod be that first villain, be the person that is the villain you introduce in the DCU, was probably a mistake, was probably a too soon type of thing. But I think it just added more to that weight of just like, oh shoot, this is serious. And I will say, him killing him, I know a lot of people don't agree with it because that's not what Superman does. But for what Zack Snyder was going for, I think it was...
I think it works. I think it for sure works for what he was going for. But I think at that point, we didn't know what he was going for. So it's just like we can watch the Snyder Cut and be like, oh, like, I understand what he did in Man of Steel more now because he wanted to put Superman on, like, a different kind of trajectory. I just think so many things in that movie... Look, it's a Superman movie, so the suspension of disbelief is going to be there.
Yeah.
I can only do that, though, to a certain point. Like, the scene of him, not like his dad being like, Superman, don't save me in this tornado. It almost comes off as funny. Like, it doesn't come off as sad or anything because it's like, but one, the tornado is like hiding everything. Two, there's so many stories out there of people getting saved miraculously. You couldn't have just done that. That's like a really weird, like, thing to do with Superman. And then him killing Zod was so unbelievably avoidable. I've seen the scene again, and every time watching it, I'm like, I don't care that this is your first time. This could have been prevented. You actually didn't have to kill him. Like, that incident, like, the family's got... He had him. Like, he could have just lifted him up. Like, if you had the power to snap his neck, I'm fairly confident you had the power to lift him up.
But that's what I mean. Like at that point, General Zod was learning, and he was also getting to his power level. I think that it was hard for him to just be like, yo, let me take you to this other spot, because he was becoming a stronger
But
Superman.
he could have done that, and I understand, like, there's a cool version of Superman that I think James Gunn will do too with Zod, where Zod kind of does the Omni-Man thing to Superman. Where you're like, look how fragile people are, boom, dead. Like, look at me trying to kill these people, and Superman does everything in his power to save him. But Man of Steel doesn't do that. He's just going through buildings and killing people, and Superman has, like, no care in the world about anyone around him. There is no instant where he is like save these people, stop, except when there's the slow almost killing the family when he snaps his neck. That's the only time, if I remember correctly, that is the only time he cares. But when he's going through buildings and when he's hitting people with things and all the whatever and all the big set piece action, whatever is happening, at no point is he, like, stopping to be like, let me go help these people. Let me stop what I'm doing and try and get some control. No, he just, like, keeps fighting back. He doesn't try to keep him in this guy. He doesn't try to isolate him. He just, like, destroys buildings. And that feels so not Superman. Like, even from what you're talking about, like, his journey of him helping people, he doesn't even try to help people in that fight.
But I think it was because of just the situation that he was in at that time. Because remember, like, David Cornsweet's Superman was Superman for 3 years. Henry Cavill's Superman was Superman for a day at that time.
Yeah, but even through all of the things that he was learning throughout the movie, it should set up an instance where he is like, oh, I need to protect these people at all costs, even, like, regardless of my own life. But he doesn't even do that. Like, no point does he stop. Like, look, Superman, David Cornsweet's Superman, when the big dragon was there, was doing everything he can to save every single person.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Like, I was like, okay.
Henry Cavill doesn't do that once.
But I think it's because he's still trying to, like, understand the threat. Like,
but, like, what is there to understand there?
How more powerful he's starting to get?
Yeah, but, like, even after, like, you get beat up, you get thrown through a couple buildings, and people start dying, he doesn't, like, take a second to be like, stop doing this, whatever. And then he gets something, he's like, no, I'm just gonna punch back. And he keeps going. And it seems Zack Snyder was just way too obsessed with the set piece, with the moment, with the look how big this is, and look how insane it is, and look at all these people dying, with no, like, regard to who the character actually is.
But I mean, they do highlight that in Batman versus Superman. They highlight the fact that your actions have consequences, and that's why Batman was so mad at him in that movie.
When Batman was mad about him killing some random employee that worked at Wayne Enterprises.
Well, I mean, apparently he had a relationship with.
But we don't know that. That's what sucks, dude. That's what I'm saying.
But that's what I mean. Like he's still showing us like that guy was clearly the boss of the building. He was pretty much the boss of that Wayne Enterprise building. But, like, it's just like, I love the realism that he's somewhat trying to show, like on the human side with Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman, because like I think that one, it's hard to do. Two, it's hard to do, especially in a superhero movie.
And it was unique at the time for sure.
And it was very unique. But I don't know. I don't blame people for not liking it because without a doubt, Superman is all about hope, and the lighting and all that and the color grading, I understand it was very dark. But to me, I think it was just trying to be very real and show us something. Because that was at the time, too, of The Dark Knight. That was at the time when, like, what's his name? Christopher Nolan was giving us a real Batman. And I think he was trying to replicate that, and Christopher Nolan being a part of that project.
Yeah, and I think that was the problem, was him trying to be like make Superman like Batman. And that's just like not what the character is. Batman can work better in like a more realistic scenario than I think Superman can. And I think like what you said, where it's like, oh, but you get to see the consequence in Batman vs Superman. If Superman went through one building and that happened to be Wayne Enterprise and people died, that's fine. But again, at no point does he even try and stop to save anyone. So like when Batman's mad at Superman, like, you're a danger, you're a problem. You know how interesting it could have been as like a push and pull for Superman to be like, but I did try and save people. I did try and help, but he didn't. Like that would have been more interesting, you know? But as opposed to Superman just kind of having to take it, be like, yeah, like I didn't do a good job. I'm sorry, you know? I just don't think it works well for who Superman is, even if it's a Superman becoming Superman. I just don't think like, while it was cool and what Zack Snyder doing was interesting, I just don't think it was well executed. I think he like took too much of an extreme, you know? Like he was focused too much on the like serious, gritty, dark nature of what like a Superman like character is, and didn't really think about the hope and the light that Superman is, you know? I think he could have welded those things together, and the only places where he has those is when he's Clark Kent.
Well, would you say that the General Zod fight is the only thing that was really like the negative?
Look, I just remember that very vividly. I don't remember the movie outside of that.
Okay.
Like that's why like I want to watch it again for you. Well, I just think like the General Zod fight is the perfect example of like the reason why that movie like fails of what it's trying to do. Yeah. It just completely misses the point of who Superman is.
Well, because before that whole General Zod fight, you have that scene where Lois Lane and all of them are trying to stop the big collider, I believe it's called. And then he's on the other side of the other world trying to stop the other one. And it seems like it's impossible for him to do because, one, the atmosphere changes and all that. Two, he has this thing chasing after him. But then you have that crazy scene where he just puts his fist up and he's just trying to, like, gain the strength to go through this thing and break it. And I thought that was incredible, in my opinion, because then they show you another part where these humans are about to get crushed. Forgot his name, Perry and all them. Or that's his name, Perry, right? Chief. But they're about to get crushed. He goes up, triumphant music, boom, breaks it, people don't die. And it's like, whoa. And I know he didn't know that, but it's like, I like that.
But I think that's the problem, is like, there was no intentionality to what he was doing. He was just stopping it.
You know he's trying to stop it to save the world.
Okay. And, like, what I'm saying is, like, you're right. Like, Superman was still saving people, but there was no, like, intentionality to what he was doing. Like, it's not like we get to, like, vividly see Superman, like, go and, like, grab someone and save him. And I know he does do that in that movie. But, like, more of that is what I'm saying. Like, once, sure, but, like, come on, dude. Like, you couldn't have pushed a little more. You know how much cool it would have been to see him try and help people during the Zod fight and then him failing? Like,
but that goes back to the level of like difficulty and level of a challenge that General Zod was at that time.
But Superman doesn't stop trying regardless. Like, that's who Superman is. Like, even if the threat is so much more powerful and he may die in the process by trying to go out of his way to help other people, he still won't stop and do it. Like, he's gonna do it. Again, Superman went out of his way to save a squirrel in Superman, but Zack Snyder couldn't do it at all during the big fight.
But that's a different threat level. That's he has time to do that. In this, he's fighting General Zod for the first time, and once again, that's his day one. That's his first day.
But that doesn't excuse him trying not to lead him away either. Like, he just stayed in Metropolis. He did not care. There was no like.
But I mean, didn't General Zod literally say his mission was to kill people? He was going on a rampage to try to kill people.
Yeah,
like,
but like Superman at no point tried to lure him out or like hit him out. He literally just kept punching him through more buildings.
But anywhere
and breaking
else
more
he
things
goes,
and hitting them with him.
Anywhere else he goes, they even went up into space, and the satellite scene, he still goes back at Superman, and I think he even throws the satellite at him and crashes back down on Earth. Like, it's not like he didn't try to take him out. It's just that the threat level, it's hard to do that. Like,
yeah, but
like with me, if I am trying to take a little kid right over here to there, I could do that because I'm bigger in the threat level, or the threat level in front of me ain't as strong as me. But if it's you, it's going to be more challenging to take you over to that spot right here because you are a bigger threat level than that. That's what I'm trying to compare.
And I agree. Like, that's fair. Like, yeah, 100%. Like, the situation was different. But even still, like, look, James Gunn had the, like, genius idea to, like, what's the word?
I like what he did with saving the
like,
squirrel. Like,
get rid of people, evacuate people from Metropolis, right? Like, seeing that, like, actually, like, a proper evacuation to save as many people so that the fight could be as destructive and chaotic and fun as possible, right? Like, that was the point. Is like, okay, people are safe, and even still, even when the like threat is still present, Superman comes back and grabs a building, and he's like, no, like, this is not, and the lady drives off, and he gets the like, last person free. General Zod, when he's there, I understand the threat level of Zod is ridiculous, and he's insanely powerful. But like, the problem is even if Superman tried to do it and lost and couldn't, that's better than him not doing it at all. Is what I'm saying. Is he doesn't even do it at all. You know? Like, there's no instance where he leaves the fight to try and help someone and then Zod gets him. He's like, no. You know? Like, that doesn't happen unless I'm wrong, right? That doesn't happen.
Well, because, I mean, you're not wrong because literally they jump into fighting. Because, well, I think General Zod went at him and then they just went crazy, like, nonstop.
And that's what I'm saying.
But
is
earlier
that's the
there
problem.
were scenes where he was saving people and was stopping them. Like that dude who fell off the helicopter and he grabs him. And if you slow that down, it actually shows him even protecting him from getting whiplash.
Yeah, I've seen that. A lot of people,
a
lot of like Snyder people were like, look, James Gunn doesn't know how to do that. But it's like, come on, bro, let's grow up.
Yeah, but I mean, it'll happen soon. It'll happen in one of the future movies. But like, I'm just saying, like, that movie speaks to me a little bit more than Superman did. And I'm not saying Superman's a bad movie. I'm just saying that Man of Steel just hits me a little bit harder. That's it.
I'm going to rewatch it for you so I can have, because I haven't seen that movie in a while. But I want to do, I do want to give my one knock on Superman. And it's that it's kind of what you were bringing up about, like, Superman being 3 years. I do wish there was a little more that was introduced to us, like new. It was kind of like we were just like plopped into this movie and now like we're going. Yeah. And the pacing in the beginning felt very fast and I wasn't like really into it at first. When the movie started, I was like, oh, this is fun, this is cool, whatever. But it did hit me like, oh wait, okay, we're moving a little too fast. Like, I don't really like, oh, he's already in a relationship with Lois Lane. Oh, like he's already a fully like adapt Superman with villains and people and all these things. Like it took me a second to like get settled in. Once I got settled in, I kind of like excused that. But I saw a tweet. I wish I could tell you who said it, but I did see this tweet. I'm not stealing this. I saw a tweet and it said like Superman felt like we were dropped into season 3, episode 17 of a TV show. And I was like, dude, that's actually like very true. Yeah. Like I felt that. Like I felt like I was just dropped into like something that's already been going on. And I wish we could have gotten a little bit more introduction to some characters. Like, I'm not saying Lex Luthor had to be the one that's like, oh, Lex Luthor's the new guy on the spot. I actually like what they did. But just as an example for now, like introducing Lex Luthor as the first villain and like him developing the hatred to Superman would have been cool. Again, I love what they did with Lex Luthor. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just letting you know, like, I wish there was something that was like interesting. Actually, you know what I wish it was? This is actually what I think. I wish it was Lois and Clark's relationship. I wish we could have watched that actually, like, start and develop as opposed to them dating for 3 months. And, like, that. Because, like, sure, they did some funny stuff, cool stuff, whatever. But I would have loved to, like, watch Clark Kent try and get with Lois.
That's what I was kind of sad about, too. I was really sad about, like, I know it was nice, but I really loved, and that was another knock I was going to give, the somewhat cuts when the screen would go black and then go to the next thing. Kind of felt awkward at times. But, like, I really loved when it did do that cut, and then you have him dressed. You now see him dressed as Clark Kent, going in, being all goofy, running into the Daily Planet, and then you see that back and forth between him and Lois, and then even him and Jimmy like having that little like fun times.
I love that. Yeah.
I wish there was more of that. I actually do.
Oh yeah, I wish there was more Clark Kent.
Yeah, I wish there was more Clark Kent.
I agree. Yeah.
But I don't like. That's not a huge like dip on the movie or something.
Because I think we will get more Clark Kent.
We will, but like. I do wish like that, and I do wish that we saw a bit more of the Hammer of Baravia fight and seeing him actually get punched and falling down, so that we could see the degree of how bad that hit was.
Yeah.
Because low-key, I do kind of wish I could see what made him bleed like that. Because I mean, he wasn't under a red sun. Or
James Gunn did say that his version of Superman is weaker. Like Superman gets beat up a lot more, and well, I think it was because of. Like, the Hand of Baravia was Ultraman. Yeah. And Ultraman is just a clone of Superman. Not great, but I think that's why he was able to bleed. Because suddenly, like, the power. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that ended up being why it was. But I think this version of Superman is significantly weaker than, like, Man of Steel's. And, like, other interpretations. I think that was intentional, and I actually liked it. I think it makes Superman a little bit more interesting when he's able to get beat up. I don't know. Like, that's just me. I think Superman being able to just like destroy everyone is like, like it's not as fun to watch as opposed to when he gets like destroyed. Like he's like I get to watch like a big fight and I know he's gonna get beat up, but he's gonna like keep fighting. You know, like that feels more like Superman than Superman just being unstoppable and being able to beat up everyone. You know. But yeah, I agree. I wish we could have saw more of like him as Clark Kent develop a relationship with Lois Lane. That's probably like my biggest knock. Aside from that though, like everything from that movie, dude, was just great. I loved it. The humor was so good. The action scenes were fantastic.
It was very well organized.
They were very fun to watch, and I think the final fight is sick. Again, like I'll bring it up, like when he hits Ultraman with the sign, when he gets Engineer and he's just slamming her on the floor. I loved that. I'm trying to think. Them fighting by the black hole was so cool. Really cool. Like a lot of the stuff, dude. Just visually, that movie was so impressive. I think besides, when I brought up the CGI earlier, I think the one scene I'm mainly talking about is when he flies in the sky and all the things jump on him, the Lex Luthor bots, and he like spins and the laser. Like you could tell it looks a little rough, but it's not so bad where I'm like, oh, this looks garbage. It was just noticeable. It was just like noticeably like, like this doesn't look great. Yeah. But everything else looks utterly fantastic. When he's in the water, like the anti-matter like water thing, that looks great. The Quantum Zone, I'm assuming that was. They didn't call it the Quantum Zone, but it kind of felt like the Quantum Zone. I think it's the Quantum Zone.
Oh, you talking about the Phantom Zone?
Sorry, the Phantom Zone.
Or like, no, because if you're talking, like, because the Phantom Zone is the prison that they hold some of those Kryptonians. That's what I was talking about. But, okay, I was just making sure. Yeah, I didn't know if there was
I don't think it's Quantum Zone. I meant Phantom Zone. I'm sorry. Okay. I think I mixed, like, my MCU stuff, whatever. The Phantom Zone. Yes, thank you. I'm pretty sure that was the Phantom Zone, but they didn't call it that. So I might be wrong. You don't think so?
I don't think
because I was just like, is that the Phantom Zone? It kind of looks like it. It could be. Like, there's a chance it could be, but they never said it. So I was just like, I'll just leave it alone.
I feel like we would have ran into more Kryptonians if that were to happen, because we know in the Phantom Zone there are like Kryptonians and other like different types of alien species and stuff in there. Yeah. But yeah, like there could be.
It could just be like some random thing Lex Luthor opened up instead. Yeah. That would make more sense. I just like I saw it and I was like, is it? But like I was kind of waiting. Something. Yeah, I was waiting for them to say it and then they never did. So like, let us know in the comments or whatever. Is it like I am curious about it, but I don't know. Yeah. I loved it, and the scene with him and with the monkeys typing the tweets, super shit.
That made me actually
super
laugh.
Shit. That was so amazing. You know that one bothers me.
That interview between like the way he was. Remember when he tries to get the tape recorder? He's like, "Where's the button?" Yeah. I was like him. I was nervous at first when he said that Superman is gonna be more funny. If I was gonna be super cheesy, but his was like really geeky, which is why like us mentioning I wish there was more Clark Kent really does make me a little bit more sad.
Like
now.
When he's sitting on the chair like this and he's off. Oh, I don't know if the camera's getting out. He's like sitting on the chair like this and he's just like, oh my gosh, like when Lois is talking, it's like that. Yeah, that Lois Lane scene was really, really, really.
Where's
good.
the button?
Yeah, where's the button? Where's the button? You can't use that. Are you referring to yourself in the third person now? Just something I thought I'd like try and work on in the interviews. I don't know. I'm trying. And
then the one thing he said, he was like, yeah, I've had a longer interview with you than I did myself. And just say, we've had good interviews. I was like,
And that's off the record, by the way. You can't say it's off the record after you said the thing. That doesn't mean it's like, no, this is my interview. That was good too.
That whole interview was so funny.
Excellent, dude. It was really good.
Funny. I was like, this is really well done.
Yeah.
Some people were saying it was too long. I'm like, no, it wasn't long enough.
I loved it. Again, I want to bring it back to you know what scene's really good actually? We're gonna keep talking about Superman, right? Because I could talk about
Probably.
Okay, yeah, we're
there's still some stuff we haven't gotten to.
I want to talk about the scene with Superman in the cage with Metamorpho, and he like has the kryptonite, so he can't do anything. Mm-hmm. And there's the guy, I forgot his name, but the guy Superman that like helped Superman up earlier in the movie.
Yeah. Oh,
that scene was good, dude.
Bro.
That scene was good.
Oh my gosh, that was actually when I really woke up, because at first I was like already impressed with Lex. But I was waiting for something like that because I didn't want like getting all that silly like hater stuff in there. Yeah. Perfect. But that scene.
Oh my gosh.
That made Lex the villain.
Yeah.
That made him the villain.
That solidified him for sure.
He's one of my favorite. That version of Lex is one of my favorite villains now. I love the Lex from Smallville.
Michael Rosenbaum. Yeah. Let me on your podcast.
I'm glad he was in the stinking movie too because apparently he voiced one of the Raptors.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, James Good's really good friends with him. That's why.
That too.
Yeah.
But they both just playing. But anyways, like. Stinking Lex with the revolver. That was cool. That was so cool.
Guess luck was on his side that time.
Everybody literally in our theater, because at first we were thinking he wasn't like probably gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Like Superman was probably gonna say something and he's gonna walk away and then like throw that guy in the prison. But when he shoots him on the second try, and then he's just like, well, I thought that was gonna be longer. And then first the other dude was laughing. I was like, we actually have evil. We actually have somebody who doesn't care at all, who's cold-blooded.
Yeah.
I was like, bro.
Such a good scene, dude.
Bro, this is how you make a villain.
For sure, yeah.
But yeah, bro, like, my bad. Did you have any other thoughts?
No, that scene was freaking just great. And I wasn't expecting it at all. I wasn't expecting a dark scene like that because I was already sold on Lex. And that, like, solidified it for me for sure. That scene was great. I'm trying to think. I want to bring it. Something I loved about this Lex was like how much of a hater he was, but more importantly, how aware like the character was that he was like just a hater. Like, remember when Superman was like, I forgot. I think it's Superman says that he's like, oh, you're jealous of me, and he's like, I'm not dim. I'm aware that I'm like envious of you. And like and he like talks about like how he like gets mad when he gets put in conversation about Galileo, but at least with those people it's fine. With you're just some random alien that happened to drop on this planet, and it just like, and I'm like, all right. All right, like I'm with that. Like honestly, you're kind of valid,
bro. That was so perfect. Like when he went into that whole monologue, I believe it's monologue, monologue of him. Like you said, talking about Galileo and all these other Einstein, like all these other geniuses, like he's literally just showing how smart he is and how like he's talking about how better his intellect is. And he goes in, he's just, you can feel the anger in him. Like Nicholas Hoult did he's such a good actor. Job. But him, I just love how like him going in that monologue and then finishing it with that 1A thing. It works so perfectly. 1A. All this is to beat you. 1A. And it just perfectly sways over. And it's like, bro, you really hate Superman. Like,
he was like, I'm not stopping you so that the conflict can continue in Barovia. I started the conflict so I can kill you.
I was like, bro.
So good, dude.
This is like
what a movie.
There's been so many times people are like, I'm a super evil genius, but Lex Luthor in this movie was a literal, that is the definition of super evil genius.
100%.
That is the definition.
100%.
Like 1000%. If anybody ever asked me, that is the definition of a super evil genius.
Yeah, totally.
1000%.
He's just criminal, bro. And I loved how aware he was of how criminal he was. Like him saying the word dim made me laugh. He's like, I'm not dim. I know that I'm a jealous little loser. I just thought that was so funny. And I appreciate like that awareness because they didn't give Lex this like really sad backstory or whatever. And it's very clear that he just hates Superman.
Yep.
Like it's not because Superman killed his family on accident or like something happened to a brother that we don't know about. At least for right now, this Lex was like, no, I just don't like you. And I really respect that. I respect that swing. And I respect how authentically Lex Luthor it was. Again, like, sorry to hate, but like Jesse Eisenberg's
No, this Lex Luthor's better.
Like far better, dude. Like
he's better.
That Jesse Eisenberg is just not a Lex Luthor.
I like Jesse Eisenberg's version, but like,
really, I actually think it's really funny.
I thought it was an interesting take
in like a bad way. I think it's funny in a bad way.
I don't blame people for hating it, but I actually thought it was kind of like I don't like the version of Flash Thompson in the Spider-Man movies, but
which one? Oh, like in the Homecoming ones?
In the Homecoming ones?
Yeah, I disagree with you on that. I love yeah, that's fair. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, but I do like this version of Lex. I do like that version of Lex in Batman vs. Superman. Only because he was pretty calculated with his moves. He was causing issues. He caused Superman to fight Batman. Like, I thought that was pretty cool. Like, I thought all the stuff, the plays he was doing. And I think it's because also the Ultimate Edition kind of like made it more to light what he was doing, but I thought his version was pretty cool. But Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor, so much better.
You know what I think it is? I think Jesse Eisenberg is just a great actor, but I don't think he just works with the character because of his voice. I think the way he sounds a little bit more comedic for like a Lex Luthor. Like he sounds more childish, and I don't think it works for a Lex Luthor who's supposed to be this more like intimidating figure. I was never intimidated by his version of Lex, but Nicholas Hoult, I was like, oh dude, you're scary. Like you genuinely scary. But like I saw like a post a while ago, and it was someone like laughing about a scene in Batman vs Superman when he gets Zod in the water and he cuts his hand open and he's like, you flew too close to the sun, whatever. And it's just like just like a really funny like what the heck. But like things like that, like I think that Lex had a lot of lines like that which comes off a little more corny. And this Lex was just like authentically Lex Luthor hater, like always angry the whole time, and I just really liked that. I really appreciated it. Let's talk about the final scene of the movie really fast before we end. Not the pod, but this discussion.
Yeah.
We got our first look at Supergirl. And Millie Alcock, I think, at first when she was cast, I wasn't weirded out by it. But I was like, I don't see it.
I love it.
Like, I just don't... Like, I don't know how they're going to do this. I don't know how much it's going to make sense. But then once I saw the version of what they're trying to do, I'm like, oh, okay, no. Like, I get it. I understand the vision. Like, that makes so much sense. The scene with her and Crypto is one of the funniest scenes in the movie.
Bro.
And when, like, you understand why Crypto is the way that he is immediately, because he's just slamming her head into the wall. She's laughing.
I was like,
dude, like,
are you okay? She was like, ha, ha, ha. I was like...
Okay, so actually today they just dropped the teaser image for the Supergirl movie, and I think it's going to be a lot darker than we're ready for.
Oh, yeah.
I think because her story is very sad and dark. I actually plan on reading Woman of Tomorrow before.
This is what I think is super cool.
That was funny.
They're going to do...
Was that a pun intentionally? You said super cool. Was that intentional?
It was a pun.
Was that, intended.
It was intended. But... I think they're going to do what Injustice 2 did. I think they're going to show us Crypto's destruction through her eyes.
The video game, correct?
Yeah, because remember in the video game, it shows like the Krypton destroyed.
I don't remember Injustice 2 too well. It's been a minute, dude.
At the beginning of Injustice 2, it shows...
I was 12 when that game came out.
It shows Krypton's destruction, and it shows Supergirl's like POV of everything. And then it shows her going, like, getting blasted off that planet. And I think that's going to be the thing that James Gunn might show us in Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. I wish it was still called Woman of Tomorrow. Same with the I really do wish that it was still called Superman Legacy, but it still works out. But anyways, I think they're going to show us the destruction of Krypton through her eyes. And then they're going to get into her origin.
Yeah.
We haven't really seen...
I think this will be an origin movie.
Yeah.
And I like that. Like, that's... great, because we don't have it. The only thing is the Supergirl show, right? Like live action wise, which I liked, by the way. You know what's funny? The CW shows, I like try to never rewatch them ever because I'm scared if I rewatch them, I'm not gonna like them anymore because I'm grown. But as a kid, they were like the coolest thing ever.
I hated them.
Really? Oh yeah, that's right. I think we talked about this before.
Besides Arrow.
Yeah, Arrow's the only one I'd like think about going back to because I know that one's a lot more like it's just better written.
And the first 3 seasons of The Flash.
That's the thing. I loved Supergirl though as a kid. Loved Supergirl. So I like I'm not gonna go back to Supergirl, but I'm really excited to see like a proper like more comic book accurate like version of Supergirl. And I intend on reading Woman of Tomorrow before. I actually was looking at buying it. I'm gonna buy it soon because I want to read it.
Because I might buy it.
It's like $17. I actually read the comic that this movie Superman was based on too. What?
All-Star Superman?
Yes, I read it.
Okay.
It was very good. It's actually really good. I recommend you guys read it if you guys like it. It's really good. So I've been like having fun like following along this DCU by reading the comics because I actually read a lot more DC comics than Marvel. Funny enough, like just for whatever reason, I just kind of do. So yeah, I'm probably gonna get it and read as much of it as I can before Supergirl. I have a lot of time, so I probably will read all of it. But anyways, yeah, I really like Supergirl, and like the scene was very brief, and I wasn't expecting it, but it immediately explains to you what the Supergirl is like and how different she is from Superman. I think the problem with the Melissa Benoist, right? I never know how to say her last name, but whatever, it doesn't matter. That's the girl who plays Supergirl in the CW show. I have so much respect for her because at the end of the day, she is Supergirl for a lot of people, and she's still my Supergirl. Like she's Supergirl, and it'll be cool though to see like a this like proper version of it, and I'm really excited to see it. But I will never like. I don't think anyone should disregard what she's done, Melissa Benoist has done for the character, because I think she made Supergirl like the mainstay, but she kind of always just felt like girl Superman. Yeah. And I think that's like wrong. Like that's not what the character is. But because of what the show was trying to do, where it was like this is this is the world Superman for a while before they actually brought in Superman. Like I understand why they did it. But now that we have a world where it's Superman and Supergirl from the jump, we get to see a proper like difference between the two, and like how their origin actually properly affected them. And I'm really excited to see a Supergirl movie, and I actually think it has potential to be a banger. Oh, like banger.
Bro, she's fighting Lobo.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot Lobo was in it. I actually forgot about that. Yeah, that's right.
I was talking to my friends in the car. I'm like, you guys don't know how excited I am to see stinking Jason Momoa's Lobo go at stinking Supergirl, because we were talking about the Supergirl cameo, and I was like, you guys don't know how hype I am now. She was taking hits from stinking Crypto, and you know how much that was hurting or bothering stinking like Superman. Imagine hits from Lobo.
And she's just laughing.
Bro, I'm so excited for Supergirl.
Yeah,
I'm very excited for that.
I'm just excited for this DC universe, bro. It feels nice to be excited about a universe again. I think like for a while we've been getting multiverses, cinematic universes for like IPs I don't really care about. Yeah. Like the MonsterVerse, cool. I watch all of them. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I needed it. Like at no point. What are the ones? Alien. Alien doesn't even really count though, because I don't think it's trying to tell a universe. Yeah, but it's not trying to tell like a. When I talk cinematic universe, I mean more so like. Oh, like Fast and Furious, like an interconnected, like trying to bridge, like now they're crossing over, things like that. I guess like I mean more like the MonsterVerse and like when they Transformers. And like the Transformers, yes, with G.I. Joe, things like that. Like I'm like I don't really rock with this. It's nice to be like, dude, I'm so freaking ready for a proper DC universe ran by James Gunn. And we have Peacemaker coming out in August, Lantern's coming out early 2026, Supergirl in June 26th. Yep.
And then
Clayface, I don't know when. I think there's like that's like the thing in development. I saw the Wonder Woman movie is being fast tracked right now. It's like the development for it's going really, really, really well. So that'll be cool. Batman, I know they're having a hard time with. The Authority, which hurts my heart that they're having a hard time doing because I really like The Authority.
Take your time with Batman.
Take your time. I don't even Batman. But I was gonna say with The Authority, take your time because I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's something you even really need to do right now. Yeah. I think a later, whenever they like whatever chapter 2 is or chapter 1, because this is Gods and Monsters. Yeah. Like near the end of chapter 1, bringing in this team could be cool with an established Justice League. That could be sick. So I don't think you need to rush The Authority. Like I think the fact that was like one of his like front like, I'm doing The Authority was like kind of weird, but it also felt very James Gunn. But I think because he's having such a hard time doing it, I'm cool with him not. Yeah. Just like stay away from it. And the engineer. Part of The Authority.
Yeah, I kept wondering like, why is she with Lex? I was like, what is going on?
I don't think The Authority is developed yet. I don't think they're a team yet. That would make that's what I would think.
Because I'm just saying I don't know anything about The Authority, but I was wondering like when I first saw the trailer, I was like, so did Lex make a deal with her or something? Or
it's either that or the team's just not assembled yet. Okay. And she gave no like dialogue that imply either side.
Well, I mean, it sounded like she was just a random woman who
So that's why you're right. I don't think The Authority. Yeah, I don't think The Authority is assembled at all. Okay. I don't think they have like any like relation. I don't think like those characters even like exist yet.
Oh, okay.
So which is cool. Like fine, whatever.
I'm cool with that. I was just wondering.
So James Gunn's DC universe is very exciting. I couldn't be more excited for it, dude. It's gonna be awesome.
I will say one more thing.
Yeah. Go.
James Gunn. if you give me a static movie,
Oh yeah,
I am 1000% behind you.
he's gonna do it.
Hey, I've been promised since day one different milestone comics. I'm a huge milestone comics fan. I've been promised so many different stuff, and it hasn't happened. All I've gotten is a stinking animated show of Static Shock, which has been good. I've gotten Young Justice with just brief mentions of Icon, Rocket, and Static. And I don't even think Blood Syndicate or anybody else was in there. But if you give me a live-action Static movie, you got a diehard fan of me. I will root for you just like I root for Zack Snyder. I'm just saying, bro.
You know what I'm excited for? I'm actually excited for them to continue Blue Beetle.
Yeah,
with the animated thing.
show.
I'm actually really excited for that.
I love
like I
Blue
think
Beetle.
that I do too. I think that'll be a really cool like connection with the DCU, this little animated show with a really cool like art style. Especially with Blue Beetle, I think like the action scenes can go insane.
Oh yeah.
And most of the cast is coming back. That's probably like the random thing that I'm most excited for besides the Authority.
Teen Titans.
Oh yeah, Teen Titans is gonna be dope.